Tell us when you have sound. Zero sound.
Hello, everybody. Is that working?
There it is. Yeah, what was
Holy
the problem?
shit, I have no idea what happened.
That's weird.
All I did was make sure that our audio input was default. Again, it already said default, but I, refreshed it.
Wait, broken sound?
It's bad sound.
Why? I don't...
Broken sound.
Why that would be...
Well, I'm gonna...
Satan?
Satan?
Oh, shit.
What the fuck is going on here?
It's Judgment Day?
Oh, right.
There's ads.
Sure, yeah.
It sounds like we're in a bunker.
That's so weird.
Keep talking.
Okay. I mean, I don't know why it would sound like that. We haven't changed anything.
Yeah, it's weird.
Huh. Yeah, it must be Judgment Day.
Try unplugging and plugging back in the soundboard.
Okay. Yeah, I guess we'll give that a shot. We didn't change anything.
No, we didn't change
I have no
anything.
idea. Hold up.
Is it back on?
All right.
Okay.
Hey,
let's
viewers,
see if it's better now.
Tell us about our sound.
Yeah, hopefully it's working and sounding normal, because I don't know what would have caused that.
It does still sound kind of weird. Yeah.
Still sounds weird, huh?
Is it bad enough that...
Yeah, we changed. We've changed. I guess how bad is it?
I don't know. It just sounds like we're in a video game.
Oh, okay. That doesn't sound...
Oh, there must be something weird happening with the audio compression then.
They sound divine.
Well.
I don't know if by divine they mean godly or divine as in immaculate.
Okay,
I hope immaculate.
I'm guessing that this is something either on YouTube's end or on OBS's end with the audio compression that's going in through the program or through the broadcast.
That is very strange. Okay.
Very strange.
So you guys, the chat they can hear us.
No filters on, yeah.
Yeah, there's no filters.
No filters. They can hear us. It just sounds like we're in a bunker.
It is weird sounding. I have no idea what to tell you.
Well,
okay, so...
Do you want to do the show sounding like we're in a bunker?
I don't know. I don't know if I want to do that. Is it tolerable is the thing? Because I know that...
You could pull out your phone and listen yourself.
Look, people in the audience, is it tolerable? Matthew says he can hear us.
I'm sure you can
also,
hear us.
good to see you, Matthew.
Hey, Matt.
Yeah.
But yeah, apparently we just sound different, though.
Ooh.
And I don't know.
Spooky.
Yeah, right. So I don't...
Oh, okay.
Oh, that is weird.
Yeah, try playing it back. I don't know what to...
All right.
Yeah.
I guess we'll just take
I guess
it away.
we're doing good enough.
Yep.
You can hear us.
Yeah, I don't know.
We'll figure it out later.
We will. We will figure out later.
Guessing this is an audio compression thing from YouTube.
We can look at the recording after.
Yeah, we can look at the recording later.
Yeah, we can look at the recording, and we can also try going live on a different channel and trying to fix things there.
But what book do you have?
Anyways.
Hey.
Weird intro.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to Friday Apocryphal Podcast, your one-stop shop for everything Friday Apocryphal and podcast. And boy, do we have a show for you today.
Today we're
covering the Sibylline Oracles, Book 5, lines 238 through 531.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's what you get. And we don't want to hear anything about that. So.
Yeah. Don't want to hear anything about it.
Well,
you have what book?
The Old Testament Pseudepigrapha, Volume 1, Apocalyptic Literature and Testaments, edited by James H. Charlesworth, and the section on the Sibylline Oracles is, of course, written by J.J. Collins.
Yes, it is. That is the case. This is true.
And, and unfortunately, we're having some weird audio
I won't
issues.
even say it's difficulties. It's just weird audio.
Yeah. I don't think we've had that before.
Nope. And we also haven't had it where the audio input stops flashing in the red on there. It stopped doing that today.
Huh.
And it before it was still showing audio, but just wasn't transmitting it. I have no idea.
That is strange.
I seriously don't know what's up. I apologize.
All right.
Weird.
Yeah, we'll figure it out after the show. But as long as you guys can hear us, and as long as it isn't too horrible, because I think on the show generally we have good audio quality. So
for some reason, Chris is the one who speaks the least out of all of us on the show. He's also the only one who has a pop filter on his mic.
Yeah,
that's a good point. But also there's a lot of tech around him that makes buzzing sounds and stuff.
I kind of need it as well. I'm actually the loudest of you guys. Quite a bit louder. I don't know if the audio device ever picks up how much louder I am than them, but I never want to be right next to the mic.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I'm like literally touching the mic.
Right. And I can't do that. I just straight up can't do that or I'll blow it out.
Yeah, please don't.
Yeah.
All right. Anyways. Yeah. So today, as you can see, behind us is the beautiful temple of Artemis.
Wow.
We are right here in ancient Athens. Here we are. Live.
And here I thought what was behind us was just a green screen. But here, clearly, we are in ancient Athens.
We are. Now, two things. One, luckily, I know the language. Two, unluckily, it's not really conversational.
Oh, shoot. You mean you can't ask where the bathroom is?
No.
So all of the useful things that you would cover like day one in any language class, you don't know any of that.
You wouldn't.
No.
You just wouldn't.
You'd just starve to death and not find a bathroom.
Essentially.
Damn.
But if
you could talk to people about Jesus.
I could talk about Jesus. I could talk to them kind of maybe about grammar.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Yeah, you don't really learning ancient Greek, you just learn the grammar rules essentially.
Because you're expected to look up what every word means anyway.
Essentially, yeah. Because how are you gonna get a huge vocabulary when nobody alive speaks it natively?
Some people do.
Ancient Greek?
Well, they don't speak it natively, but they surely know enough of it to speak it. You could have a rule in your ancient Greek classes that you may only speak in class in ancient Greek.
Yeah, they have that in advanced language.
That's what we did from probably week 5 onward through the 2 years of Japanese that I took.
Right. I have been told that they do that in a lot of classes.
Terrible.
Yeah, but also
it makes you a lot more fluent in the language.
It does. But also you would never need ancient Greek in just conversationally, outside of that classroom.
Not anymore.
You're discounting the time travel thing. Obviously, we're in ancient Athens right now.
Right.
So
see, luckily this is also during a war, as you can see, and everyone's hiding in their homes. So we don't have to talk to anybody.
If you speak Latin and you go to the Vatican and you only try to talk to clergy, you might be able to get by.
That is
just
true.
Speaking Latin.
That is true.
Crazy.
But either way, how about we get by with this text? We got a lot of. We are finishing it. It is a little bit longer, but most of it is. It's more woes for the most part.
We already covered all the exciting stuff.
At the end, we get some exciting stuff.
Oh.
Yeah, but until then, it's mostly just woes.
And this is chapter 5 too. So.
And there's also a praise and exaltation here, which I believe you'll be starting off with.
Wow.
Yeah. So hopefully it's I really hope the audio.
Prepare yourself. Get ready for the praise and exaltation of the Jews. There was once among men a shining light of the sun, when the harmonious ray of the prophets was being spread abroad, a tongue dripping a beautiful drink for all mortals with honeyed sweetness. It made manifest, offered, and affected gentle things for all. Therefore,
it sounds like 1940s radio. That's what it sounds like.
1940s radio.
So you go ahead and do it.
Therefore, narrow-minded leader of greatest evils, the reaping hook and grief will come in that day, beginning and great end of toil for men, when creation is damaged and saved again by the fates. Give ear to the bitter, harsh-sounding speech, you affliction to men, but whenever the Persian land desists from war, pestilence, and groaning, then on that day it will come to pass that the divine and heavenly race of the blessed Jews, who live around the city of God in the middle of the earth, are raised up even to the dark clouds, having built a great wall round about as far as Joppa. I'm not going to read it that.
I remember. When in other texts when we had.
Yeah, right. No, it sounded hilarious, by the way. It was pretty.
In other texts we had, I believe, right, Eden was the center of the earth, right?
Yeah.
I think was it in the life of Adam and Eve?
It may have been. I do know that different interpretations over time have put Jerusalem at the center of the earth. Actually, the Temple Mount itself at the center. Of course, we know that's talk about the center of the earth.
Yeah,
this really only works if you have a flat Earth theory.
Yeah. Or if you're talking about the literal inside of the Earth, like before.
Yeah.
And I don't think that's where they are. The weather's far too nice.
Yeah. No longer will trumpet whistle the sound of war, and no longer will they perish at raging hostile hands, but they will set up trophies won from the wicked forever. There is a footnote. Setting up trophies. Oh, it's just Greek.
Okay.
They read Anastasusi for stesamenos.
Okay, well, on the by itself means up, and there are
where they say set up trophies.
Gotcha.
Right? So, okay, a little bit of interesting detail there. There will again be one exceptional man from the eye who stretched out his hands on the fruitful wood, the best of the Hebrews, who will one day cause the sun to stand, speaking with fair speech and holy lips.
You know, causing the sun to stand. You remember Joshua?
Mm-hmm.
He was there when the sun stood still, right?
Yeah, the day the sun stood still.
Yes.
Not that the earth stood still.
Right. It was
even though really, realistically, it would be the day the earth stood still.
Yeah, it would just stop rotating.
Yeah. But here, they've talked a few times in different books about their eschatology, how during the end times there will be a moment when the sun and the moon and everything stop moving. Right?
Yeah, and there's going to be earthquakes,
Mm-hmm.
Fires, I believe, too.
Yeah. Yeah, that might happen if the Earth suddenly stopped moving entirely.
If the Earth stopped moving entirely, I think we'd have bigger issues.
If it just it's rotating, it just stops immediately. I wonder what would happen. What would the physics be like?
There is in fact a video made by Kurzgesagt specifically about if the Earth stopped moving entirely.
Wait, was it Kurzgesagt or was it Vsauce?
Vsauce might have had something similar.
Mm-hmm.
I remember Vsauce had a video on
like
that.
We all just like if you're in a car and it's
Vsauce
going
definitely
fast,
had something on it too.
And
his was if it stopped spinning. Theirs was if the moon started crashing down basically. It stopped moving around. Everything stopped moving around. Anyways,
gotcha.
Realistically, if the Earth completely stops, it's temporal spatial coordinates were no longer relative to everything else, and instead were relative to some absolute position, it would fly off.
Everything would zoom.
Oh my gosh, we're traveling at hundreds of millions of miles per hour along the galactic route.
Yeah,
then the galaxy's moving too.
Yeah, if we just stopped rotating,
different.
Yeah, it would be different.
Yeah,
our days would be very long.
If it stood still, though, the day the Earth stands still physically, you miss everything. You're going to get dragged off into the void.
Well, yeah, I mean, like, when it stops, like, when you're in a car and it stops, you, like, jerk forward. The rotation of the Earth is much faster than a car. So I imagine if it stopped, everyone would just, like, shoot off.
You also have to remember gravity, though.
Gravity, right. But
smear across the surface is actually more correctly. You'd skid off like a car.
Yeah.
Yeah. It'd be really bad, man.
That would be painful.
This is what we're talking about. This is eschatology.
Oh, thank you.
Blessed one, no longer weary your spirit in your breast, divinely born, wealthy, soul-desired flower, good light, holy shoot, beloved plant, delightful Judea, fair city, inspired with hymns.
Interesting that they use holy shoot there, because that was used for the line of David, right?
Yeah, there's a footnote, but it's only the Greek.
Okay, whatever.
Which is not important here. Yeah, holy shoot. No longer will the unclean foot of Greeks revel around your land, but they will have a mind in their breasts that conforms to your laws. Oh. So there won't really be Gentiles. They'll all just conform to Judaism.
That is the eschatological hope, yeah.
Yep. But glorious children will honor you exceedingly, and they will attend table with devout music, all sorts of sacrifices, and with prayers honoring God. Such righteous men as endured toils will receive greater pleasant things in exchange for a little distress.
That's a lot of copium.
Yeah.
But that is also in line with all the Old Testament stuff.
Yeah.
Except I wouldn't call the Old Testament stuff a little distress.
Right.
That's a whole exile, and then we get a persecution later.
Lifetimes of distress.
Yeah.
It's pretty horrible.
It is. It really is. But I guess maybe in comparison, the kingdom of God's going to be so great that it makes all that stuff seem so little.
Mm-hmm. But the wicked, who dispatched lawless utterance against heaven, will desist from speaking against each other, but will hide themselves until the world is changed. There will be a shower of blazing fire from the clouds, and mortals will no longer enjoy bright corn from the earth. All will remain unsown and unplowed until mortal men pay attention to the immortal eternal God, ruler of all, and no longer honor mortal things, neither dogs nor vultures, which Egypt taught men to revere with vain mouths and foolish lips. But the holy land of the pious alone will bear all these things. A honey-sweet stream from rock and spring. Sounds like that Moses episode.
It does.
And heavenly milk will flow for all the righteous. For with great piety and faith comes great responsibility. They put their hope in the one begetter, God, who alone is eminent. Now, that is the praise of the Jews.
And, of course, it would make sense that it shares some similarities to the Moses narrative.
Mm-hmm. Now, after this...
Milk and honey, water from the rock, all that stuff.
Yeah. So, I'm going to read some woes for Asia.
Oh, all right.
And then I'm going to hand it off to you.
Sounds good.
Whoa.
Woes for Asia. Now, when we talk about Asia, we're not talking about what we today would describe as all of Asia.
Right, yeah, not like the entirety.
Right. So what land masses are actually included when they talk about Asia?
So they would probably be talking about Babylon. right? Because that's in Asia, right? So yeah, Babylon. You talk about the Persian Empire, probably up until India, I would guess. And any peoples living there, and probably only go up north to like probably around where Russia starts now, maybe a little bit into Russia, modern day Russia, that is. But it wouldn't be called Russia, but it's probably that area.
Asia.
Yeah, but not the entirety of Asia.
Woes for Asia. Sounds like a good album name.
Does it? I don't know.
Woes for Asia?
I don't know if that sounds like a good album name. Sounds like it might be a little...
edgy?
Well, it would get banned in China.
Sure, yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, it's the album you knew would get banned in China, though.
Okay.
Yeah. Like Chinese Democracy.
Did that get banned in China?
Yeah.
That's hilarious. I love it.
Chinese Democracy was immediately banned in China.
I mean, it makes sense.
Good job, Axl Rose.
No. Even though that album kind of sucked, but whatever.
It did. There was like one or two listenable songs.
Yeah. Like the song Chinese Democracy itself, I thought was fine.
The weird thing is that they had that album in production for like 13 years, right? And some of the audio samples for the vocals are from the beginning when they initially started putting the album into production.
Seriously?
Axl Rose had like multiple vocal cord surgeries over the course of that period of time. So the voice samples from Axl are just like all over the place.
Yeah.
That is hilarious.
Yeah, man.
Not his vocal range, just his vocal gradation.
Yeah. So Axl Rose, man, he had an 8-octave vocal range at his peak, which is absolutely nuts.
That's nuts, yeah.
Yeah. Woes for Asia. But why does my clever mind suggest these things to me? Now, wretched Asia, I bewail you piteously, and the race of Ionians, Carians, and Lydians rich in gold. Woe to you, Sardis! Sardis was destroyed by an earthquake in AD 17.
Oh, okay.
Yep. Whoa, lovely Tralles! Whoa, Laodicea! Beautiful city! How you will perish, destroyed by earthquakes and changed to dust, to dark Asia. ...
Good old textual break.
Yep. Missing material there. The well-built shrine of Artemis in Ephesus.
That's where we are. We're in Ephesus.
Yes, that's where we are. This is somehow the background doesn't move when you zoom in on us, but we're definitely
it's pretty
here.
Far away. It's just
really far away.
Yeah, that's just how big it is.
It's a camera trick. It just makes it look like it's standing still.
Yeah.
And there's no wind or people. Get over it.
No.
So
there might be a guy in a chariot over there, but he's just chilling. I think he's sleeping.
Yeah.
He's dead.
With cleavings and earthquakes will fall to the wondrous sea, headlong as storm winds overwhelm ships. Ephesus, supine, will wail, weeping on the shores, seeking the temple which is no longer there.
You know where I learned the word supine from?
Where?
Psych.
Wow.
Yeah. Means on your back.
Like a suplex.
Kind of, yeah.
Huh.
And then I was watching these like fail videos.
As one does, sure.
I saw one that would really trigger you, right? So it's like an amateur pro wrestling type thing.
Okay.
And the guy like goes to his corner and he steps up on the ropes and he goes like to get the audience going. Then he turns around and he jumps off the ropes. And when he makes contact with the mat, his knees go the wrong direction on both legs.
That happened. A similar thing happened to Psycho Sid. Psycho Sid was a big dude, like 6'4", 6'5". Like he's a tall dude, big guy, not really a high flyer. And he, for some reason, he decided to do a move from the top rope. This was on live television, by the way. Was it live at that point? I don't remember actually, but it was broadcasted as a point. And he got up on the top rope and he came down to do like an axe handle. I know, just where you like hit someone on the head from the top rope, so like your forearms. And when he landed, his shin kind of like if his leg is like right here and, toes pointing out this way, his shin just kind of snapped.
Oh.
And you could see how fucked up it was. It was really bad. And he never went on the top rope again.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
All right.
Anyways, we're talking about that because of the word supine. Will, weeping on the shores, seeking the temple which is no longer there. And then the imperishable God who dwells in the sky in anger will cast a lightning bolt from heaven against the power of the impious. Instead of winter, it will be summer on that day.
Nice. Maybe, depending on...
I guess, well, would we be expecting winter? Is this during winter time?
I actually don't know. It's a good question.
Yeah.
That's why no one's out. It's winter.
And then indeed there will be great affliction for mortal men, for the one who thunders on high will destroy all shameless men with thunder and lightnings and blazing thunderbolts on hostile men. And he will destroy the impious in such a manner that corpses will remain on the earth more numerous than sand.
Holy shit.
It's a lot of corpses.
That is a lot of corpses.
Or a lot less sand.
Yeah, that's also true, but yeah, a lot less sand.
Yeah. Smyrna also will come bewailing its musician to the gates of Ephesus, and she herself will truly perish. Foolish, C-Y-M-E, Sime?
Maybe it's supposed to be, because if they do the Greek transliterations, maybe it's supposed to be sume or something. Because the Greek transliterations usually take what is more like a letter U in upsilon. It's more like a letter U. In fact, it looks almost identical. It's identical, basically, to a U. But they often transliterate that letter into a Y for some reason.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why. So it might be sume. I can look it up to make sure, but I don't know why. I don't know why they do that.
I'm just going to call it Sime here.
Okay.
So, foolish Sime, with her divinely inspired streams, the inspired streams suggest the Sibylline shrine at Cumae in Italy, but the context favors the Cumae in Asia.
By the way, I was right, sume. See?
Sume.
See, it's identical to a U.
Yeah. So it's sume. So the author here is describing the sume in Italy, but the context favors the sume in Asia. So
yeah,
weird. Foolish sume, with her divinely inspired streams cast down at the hands of the godless, unjust and lawless men, will no longer take her chariot forward to such a height, but will remain a corpse in swelling streams. And then they will cry out at once,
wash up on shore,
awaiting evil. The difficult people and shameless tribe of the Cumans will have a sign and know because of what it labored. Then, when they bewail a wicked land reduced to ashes, Lesbos will be destroyed forever by Eridanus.
It's really funny with Lesbos. So obviously Greek island, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I think we talked about this on the show before, or I at least mentioned it, how like when we talk about lesbians, like while the word itself would come from you came from the island of Lesbos, the association of lesbian would be because there was one poet from Lesbos who was she was a gay woman, and she wrote poetry about another woman in Lesbos, and I'm pretty sure that's the only reason we have this association of lesbian meaning gay woman.
Huh.
Wow. Incredible.
Isn't that nuts though?
Yeah, it is.
Yes, Sappho, thank you.
Woe to you, Sibylline, fair city, desist from revelry. Hierapolis, also, the only land which has mingled with Pluton. Pluton was the god of the underworld. Plutus was the god of wealth. Presumably the pun is intended.
Okay.
Hierapolis, also, the only land which has mingled with Pluton.
You know what okay, so Plutos and Pluton, depending on if you are able to decline those names, they could be the same thing. Because if you were using Plutos as the object in a sentence, then you would end it Pluton, which is annoying. But if the name was just indeclinable, if they didn't ever change it, then it would be fine. But otherwise, I could see that getting very confusing very quickly.
Now, speaking of full-size piano only has 7 octaves. Apparently, Axl Rose had an 8-octave range, which is nuts.
I agree. That is
not
acceptable.
Those organs can have a 36-octave range. Organs, from a church.
I know what an organ is.
Not from your body.
Yeah. Speaking of Greek mythology, here's a question, Lawrence. No. God of sleep.
That would make sense.
Twin brother of Thanatos.
Death?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
One of the forms of death. There are more than one death. Greek god.
So Hypnos is the son of I forget. But Hypnos and Nyx.
Nyx. Yeah.
Okay.
Hypnos and Nyx have children, and they're the Oneiroi, right? The sleep gods. They show up in Ovid, and also in who is it? Works and Days.
Hesiod?
Hesiod, yes. They show up in Ovid and they show up in Hesiod. But
and they showed up in Works and Days specifically, or
no, it's just the name of the guy. I forget which one that they're actually in. So there's Morpheus. There is I think it's Phantasus and Bobator, right?
If you say so.
And these are the sons of Hypnos and Nyx. But I'm not certain whether these specific gods were ever actually worshipped by anyone in Greece.
A whole lot of gods weren't worshipped in Greece.
Yeah. Do show up in Ovid and in Hesiod.
A whole bunch of gods weren't worshipped. Really, like if you were worshipped, either you could just be worshipped at home for like a little thing, some kind of ritual to help you with something.
Yeah.
Or
it's weird because
you have these big temples like this, and these we know about.
Well, it's weird because if you look at the Greek magical papyri, right? I'm sure you've come across that at some point.
I've never read any of them.
Okay, well, there are a bunch of fragments that have been translated a bunch of times over. But there are a bunch of sleep and dream spells that are recorded in them, which are apparently ancient Greek. None of them make any mention of Hypnos or of any of these dream and sleep gods, which you would think that they would. But literally, like, their requests for revelatory dreams go to, like, Hermes. Shit. Right?
Interesting.
Yeah. So it's weird. It's weird. You would figure that would show up more often. So what I'm thinking is, like, maybe these characters, probably not Hypnos and Nyx, like, those are in Greek, like, pretty standard, right? But these Morpheus and Phobator and maybe those are inventions. I'm not sure if they...
Do you mean like later inventions?
Yeah, later inventions.
Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, it's hard to tell, right? Where, like, what kind of worship practices were actually on in a lot of regions. Like,
because there were a lot of there were good mystery cults too.
Yeah.
So, but I kind of doubt that those minor deities would have had huge mystery cults.
Right.
So.
Right. It's weird.
Oh, they'd be very mysterious. We'd never heard of them.
Very mysterious. The Cult of Dionysus, though. Those guys were the bomb. They just partied all the time.
I don't know. Maybe that's a major misconception. You
We
go
should do
there
that
and
more
you
often.
think it's a party, and they're like, no, we take this party really seriously. Okay.
Yeah.
Be kind of intense.
Isn't that what happened in the Magicians?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, they went to, it was Dionysus, right? They went to Dionysus. I feel like it was Dionysus.
Definitely, they had Dionysus. He had, like,
He was having
he
this
looked
party.
like a satyr. Remember?
Like a satyr.
Sort of. He had goat legs. That was Dionysus. Or
No,
maybe that wasn't him.
No,
He
there was
just always
just a random at a party, basically. He was just throwing a rager. And
That's true.
I think that was Dionysus, if I'm not mistaken. But either way, he was just partying, and he got really mad when people stopped partying.
Yeah. Anyway, Hierapolis is also the only land which is mingled with Pluton. You'll have what you have desired to have, a land of many tears, piling a mound on the earth by the streams of Thermodon, rock clinging Tripolis by the waters of the Meander, a portion to nightly waves on the shore. The providence of God will one day destroy you utterly. May I never willingly take the land which is neighbor to Phoebus. This would be Pausanias 10:12:5 says that the Sibyl Hierophile went to Claros, a famous oracular shrine of Phoebus Apollo.
Oh, yeah, that's right. It was another name for Apollo. So.
A lightning bolt from above will one day destroy luxurious Miletius because it chose the deceitful strain of Phoebus and the clever practice of men and prudent counsel. Those are the woes for Asia. Now, I'm going to hand it off to you. I'm going to hop to the restroom.
And hey, listen, everyone. I know that we're still technically having audio issues, I guess, right? They haven't really fixed themselves. It just kind of sounds like I'm in the 1940s.
Yeah.
And sometimes that can be a good thing, but in this particular case, it is not very good. So sorry about that.
Tolerating it?
But make sure you guys drop a like and subscribe and all that good stuff. Share it around. Very unfortunate that we are having that audio issue. But anyway, so yeah, we got through the woes for Asia, but now we're gonna kind of bounce back, do a prayer for Judea. So I don't know. Hopefully you guys enjoy the prayer for Judea. It's very short actually, but then immediately after we get some woes for Europe. So I'm sure it'll be okay.
Honestly, sounds kind of cool what we're doing.
Does it?
I just checked again. Kind of cool. I mean, it's unfortunate that it's unintentional. If this was intentional, it'd be neat.
Right.
But the fact that it's non-replicable and I can't do it if I want to later.
I don't think there are any settings like that on the board.
I looked at the board. There's no difference in the settings on the board for anything at all.
Still so weird.
Yeah.
We'll definitely have to check it after the stream. All right.
Yeah.
So, prayer for Judea. Be gracious, begetter of all, to the fertile, luxurious, great land of Judea, so that we may behold. Oh. Now we gotta wait for Reuben.
They probably heard it.
Yeah, they probably hold it. Yeah, behold from Reuben. Your plans, for you knew this one first, God, with favors, so that. Wait, hold on.
Yeah, so I tuned in to listen.
Oh, did you?
And it's like when you listen to something that's slightly out of range on the radio.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And
it's not bad.
It's just kind of garbly. Or like some of those blog talk radio people.
Yeah. I don't like that.
I don't like it either.
Okay, yeah, we definitely got to fix that. All right, anyway.
Yeah.
For you knew this one first, God, with favors, so that she seemed to be your splendid gift to all men, and to and to attend as God enjoined. And of course, the she they're referring to.
Is it 5 octaves and 5 semitones? Okay. Yeah. I don't know where I heard 8.
Yeah.
You told me 8. This was
it a headline?
During college at some point.
It was during college.
Some vocal students were in the music program.
Oh, all right then.
5 octaves is still pretty ridiculous. I mean, shit, man. Most people can manage 1.
I can't manage 1.
No, it's too much.
So here's some woes for Europe, because that was the entire prayer of Judea. So here's some woes for Europe. Thrice wretched one. I desire to see the affairs of the Thracians, and the wall between 2 seas swept down in the dust by Ares, sweeping like a river on a fishing diver. And of course, Ares being god of war. Wretched Hellespont.
We have this thrice wretched one.
Yeah, me too. Wretched Hellespont. One day the offspring of the Assyrians will put a yoke on you. The battle of the Thracians against you will utterly destroy your mighty strength. An Egyptian king seizes Macedonia, and a foreign region will cast down the strength of leaders. So Seleucus I defeated Lysimachus of Thrace at the Battle of holy shit, what the fuck? What is this place? I've never heard of it. Carupedion? Never heard of it.
Wiped out in the battle.
In 281 BCE, but was himself murdered by Ptolemy Caranus. The latter, in turn, was defeated and killed by the Gauls in 280 BCE. So I suppose that's a reference to that then. Lydians and Galatians, Pamphylians and Pisidians in mass will conquer, armed in evil strife. Thrice wretched Italy, all desolate, unwept, you will await a destructive beast in a blooming land to be destroyed. It will be possible to hear a heavenly crash of thunder, the voice of God throughout broad heaven above.
So this may be a reference to Greek literature. There is not that, but the thrice wretched thing. So there is a line by Empedocles where he refers to the act of eating beans in the following way. Wretched, thrice wretched, keep your hands from beans. It is the same to eat beans as to eat your father's heads.
What? Hold on.
Yes. So,
all right.
Yes, there's this line by
okay.
Empedocles that says thrice wretched.
About beans.
Maybe this could be like a Greek saying. Could be. I mean, we're definitely.
That would make sense.
This is an Egyptian author.
Mm-hmm. And living in a Hellenized world at this point, it would make sense that they would pick some stuff up.
Yeah. Maybe they were a big fan of Empedocles.
Maybe they also hated beans.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's the same to eat beans as to eat your father's heads.
Giggity. But not. I think it's the whole. I think it's worse. So
eating beans.
Okay. The imperishable flames of the sun itself will no longer be, nor will the shining light of the moon be anymore. In the last time, when God assumes command, everything will be blackened. There will be darkness throughout the earth, and blind men, evil wild beasts, and woe. This is kind of, it seems like an exaggeration of a whole bunch of other apocalyptic literature, because you still have, wild beasts scattered among the earth. You have, you have a good amount of fire imagery, light imagery.
Well, remember,
but then you have like the sun and the moon will be totally blacked out.
Yeah. There was that bit about the stars falling.
Yeah, there was that.
But remember in the curse from Deuteronomy that they mention that the wild animals and birds will eat the remains of those who are afflicted by the curse. Right? So this could be a reference to that.
I don't know. I don't think there's enough to say if it's a reference to it.
Not clear.
Yeah. That day will last a long time, so that men will take note of God himself, the prince who oversees all from heaven.
Oh, wasn't that one of the plagues? There's a bunch of wild animals?
Yeah, 2 of them.
Okay, so let's remember them. We got locusts, right?
Yep. Blood.
River blood.
Killing the firstborn.
Yes, killing the firstborn.
Frogs.
Boils.
Frogs. Boils. Yeah.
There was lice.
Was there lice?
I think so.
Could be ticks.
There was something like that.
I don't even remember. Those are the big ones.
Flies, maybe even?
I don't know. I think one of them, darkness.
Darkness.
I think one of them was the wild beasts.
I don't even remember. That was so long ago that we read that.
Here.
Yeah, we can just pull it up.
You haven't gone through your Passover Seder in a long time.
Oh, no, my bad. So yeah, while you pull that up. Then he will not pity hostile men who sacrifice herds of lambs and sheep, and loud bellowing bulls, and great golden horned calves. Ooh.
Okay,
calves.
So first one's turning water to blood. Second one is frogs. Third one is lice or gnats.
Okay.
Fourth one is wild animals or flies.
Okay.
The Torah emphasizes the word arab, which can be mixture or swarm. So various sources use either wild animals or flies.
Wow, that's pretty different. Okay.
Yeah. So.
All right. So that was maybe in there. At least for them, it could have been. Yeah, and great golden horned calves, to lifeless Hermes and gods of stone. But let law, wisdom, and glory rule over the righteous, lest one day the imperishable God in anger destroy the livelihood of men with every race and a shameless tribe. It is necessary to love God, the wise, eternal begetter. And that stands in line with pretty much all the prophets, honestly. Worshiping false idols and got to follow God, otherwise he's going to destroy everything. This next step, however, is the return of Nero.
Again.
Yeah, because we had the return of Nero before, twice in this book, I think.
Yeah.
This is a lot.
Just further returns.
Okay, so all right, so the first time it said that he ran away to go hide with the Parthians, right?
Yeah.
And then the second time it said that he. Okay, so this looks like what he's going to do. He's going to come back and he's going to destroy stuff.
See, originally the title was Revenge of Nero, but George Lucas thought that Return would be better.
Yeah, so the return of Nero. There will come to pass in the last time about the waning of the moon. About the waning of the moon. A war which will throw the world into confusion and be deceptive in guile. A man who is a matricide will come from the ends of the earth. Of course, a reference to the fact that he killed his mom.
Yep.
To the ends of the earth, from the ends of the earth, in flight and devising penetrating schemes in his mind. He will destroy every land and conquer all, and consider all things more wisely than all men. He will immediately seize the one because of whom he himself perished. And apparently we're going to get a reference to that again in Book 8. He will destroy many men and great rulers, and he will set fire to all men as no one else ever did. Through zeal, he will raise up those who were crouched in fear. There will come upon men a great war from the west. Blood will flow up the bank of deep eddying rivers. Wrath will drip in the plains of Macedonia, in alliance to the people from the west, but destruction for the king. So it looks like, this alliance to people from the west. That was just Greek, okay. Mm-hmm. Then a wintry blast will blow throughout the land, and the plain will be filled again with evil war. For fire will rain on men from the floors of heaven. Fire, from the floors of heaven. I feel like that's supposed to be like what's it called? A illusion.
Gone.
Are we
the show is cursed.
Now it's back?
Now it's back.
Now it's back.
Okay. Fantastic. We're back. And it's perfect.
Okay,
the
so
audio's perfect.
It was
now.
the Bluetooth.
Why was the Bluetooth on?
What's really weird is why was it paired?
What was it paired to?
The board.
It was paired to the board?
So what you were getting is, you were getting it back and forth and back and forth. I guess it was getting reverb, and I've never had it paired to the board before. And when I was looking through the settings, I was like, what could be the one thing? Because I've just been dicking around the whole time looking for settings, and then I'm like, Bluetooth. And even though there's no, like, the Bluetooth channel is off.
Yeah.
Yeah, even though.
So that you would get no sound from it, yeah.
No sound from it, apparently. Yeah, I have no idea.
That is so weird.
Yeah, tell me about it. I guess it didn't. Never mind. That's so weird. I've never had it paired to the computer before, so I don't know that I could even do that.
So now we have confirmation that Bluetooth is magic and will screw up your sound system.
Or make it sound cool.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, at least
a Windows update could have done this. He's actually right.
Mm-hmm. This is fucking Windows.
It turned on my Bluetooth? Are you kidding me? I never have that on.
And automatically paired it to the soundboard.
I've had it paired to this before.
Oh, you have? Okay.
That's not what's... I guess the fact that it could pair is not weird because we've done that for game capture.
Oh, did we? Okay, is that how we... Okay.
That was so long ago.
All right. Yeah, that's still weird, though.
Yeah, all right. Well, I guess I figured it out.
Great.
But it was never an issue before. We've had it connected the whole time maybe before, and it never did this.
Yeah.
That's super trippy. Anyways.
Weird. It is. And, unfortunately, now we can't do that Mid-Atlantic radio voice as well anymore.
Oh, whatever.
I mean, you could.
Yeah, but not as well, apparently. I guess we'll have to go back. I want to go back and listen to it just to see.
Yeah.
But, hey, we're back to normal now.
Hooray.
How good is that?
Back to reality.
Time to start all over. Yeah,
Mom's spaghetti.
Somebody touched my spaghetti.
That was a good meme.
Yes. Anyways,
no, we're not starting over, Justin.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to Friday Apocryphal Podcast.
I hate it.
Stop shop for everything.
Already.
Friday Apocryphal Podcast.
I hate it so much.
We're reading
books.
Would you? I'm just gonna do this. You can't read anything now.
Where are you?
So I am still in the Return of Nero section.
What line?
Let's see here. Right, I was just talking about the fire from heaven. Yeah, for fire.
We're reading lines fire from heaven through
377 now, where we're at. For fire will rain on men from the floors of heaven. Fire and blood, water, lightning bolt, darkness, heavenly night, and destruction and war, and a mist over the slain will destroy at once all kings and noble men.
That's intense.
That is intense. That's a lot of shit going on at once.
Mm-hmm.
Then the piteous destruction of war will cease thus, and no longer will anyone fight with swords or iron, or with weapons at all, which will no longer be lawful. A wise people which is left will have peace, having experienced evil, so that it might later rejoice. So, of course, the small group that gets to survive all this, the 1/3, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
1/3.
So I'm going to do this admonition to the Romans.
And then hand it off to me.
Yes. Matricides.
Oof.
Desist from boldness and evil daring. You who formerly impiously catered for pederasty
Oof.
and set up in houses prostitutes who were pure before.
Oof.
Wow. With insults and punishment and toilsome disgrace. For in you... Wait, what? Oh my God. Wait, hold up. For in you, mother had intercourse with child unlawfully. What the fuck? The 390. 390.
Lawful way?
Yeah, right? There's a lawful.
That's not right.
Okay, so like in Rome, right?
That would make sense, yeah.
But what they're doing in this whole section
shit,
is pointing out how the Romans are not practicing the sexual purity laws.
And they're also calling... So are they also then calling Romans matricides, people who kill their moms?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's what it sounds like.
Right, because of Nero.
Yeah, because I guess they're just all identifying Rome itself with Nero.
Yeah.
And daughter was joined with her begetter as bride. Oh my God. In you also kings defiled their ill-fated mouths. But you also, evil men, practiced bestiality. Be silent, most lamentable evil city, which indulges in revelry, for no longer in you will virgin maidens tend the divine fire of sacred nourishing wood.
Wow.
That is quite the admonition.
Yeah, Rome is kind of a cesspool, I guess.
Holy shit. Yeah, Rome, calm down.
Ugh. Gross.
The two extremes, fucking your parents and killing them.
Yeah.
What order? Order of operations. Come on.
Pretty intense. Anyways, I guess I can just read through to the end.
Yeah.
Really?
As we're finishing this book today.
We are, yeah.
Book 5. Which will put us almost halfway through all the Sibyls.
That is true.
Pretty long.
Yeah. Destruction of the temple. Not as long as Psalms.
No.
Remember?
That took what, 26, 25?
Yeah, we were on Psalms for like half a year.
That is true.
It hurt.
Take a long time.
Insane.
I've been demotivated, but
Yeah.
almost never that hard.
We didn't almost give up.
No.
But we could have given up.
We could have, but we didn't.
It was the easiest time to give up. Destruction of the temple. The desired temple has long ago been extinguished by you. When I saw the second temple cast headlong, soaked in fire by an impious hand, the ever-flourishing watchful temple of God made by holy people and hoped by their soul and body to always be imperishable. For among them no one carelessly praises a god of insignificant clay, nor did a clever sculptor make one from rock, nor worship ornaments of gold, a deception of souls. But they honored the great God, begetter of all, who have God-given breath with holy sacrifices and hecatombs. But now a certain insignificant and impious king has gone up, cast it down, and left it in ruins with a great horde and illustrious men.
It doesn't really sound like he's very insignificant. It sounds like he's pretty significant.
Yeah.
Maybe they just wouldn't like him to be so significant.
Right. He himself perished at immortal hands when he left the land. The king is Titus. His death was not in any way miraculous. And no such sign has yet been performed among men that others should think to sack a great city.
Even
happens all the time.
Yeah, it happens all the time.
Yeah. Even today.
Yeah.
Great.
The advent of a savior figure. For a blessed man came from the expanses of heaven with a scepter in his hands, which God gave him, and he gained sway over all things well and gave back the wealth to all the good which previous men had taken. Now that is interesting. The past tense is used by anticipation. The heavenly origin of the Savior figure accords with the consistent expectation of Sibylline Oracle 5. So here they're choosing to use the past tense, even though they're referring to future events.
That is really weird.
Yeah.
That is the thing. Well, I guess if you, yeah, it's just weird. Well, no, it's just another one of those. I guess the time it was written, would you want it to be read after that happened? Because like, who would read it after that happened?
I don't know.
So it's still really weird. So in the Greek, in Greek, there's something called a their historical presence, where you use past tenses to act as present tenses.
Mm-hmm.
But I haven't heard of historical futures, which is what is being described right now to me.
Yeah, I don't think it's grammatically correct to do so. But
the thing is, I don't even know if it was really like a convention that much.
it might not be.
It might not be a super.
But
It's definitely not a super common.
It
one.
is present here. I mean, listen
But
to this.
apparently it is.
He destroyed every city from its foundations with much fire and burned nations of mortals who were formerly evildoers.
Sure, yeah.
And the city which God desired, this he made more brilliant than stars and sun and moon, and he provided ornament and made a holy temple. So this is a reference to the third temple, because we've just discussed the sacking of the second temple.
Right, yeah.
And now they're referencing a savior figure in the past tense who builds a third temple. Very strange.
How's that going for him?
Out of convention.
Pretty weird.
Made a holy temple exceedingly beautiful in its fair shrine, and he fashioned a great immense tower over many stadia, touching even the cloud, and visible to all, so that all faithful and all righteous people could see the glory of eternal God, a form desired. East and west sang out the glory of God.
It's like that tree in Elden Ring.
Yeah, which is like apparently, I don't know, 16 kilometers tall, something absolutely ludicrous.
Quite tall, yeah.
You see it in every part of the map if you look at it.
For terrible things no longer happen to wretched mortals. No adulteries or illicit love of boys. No murder or din of battle. But competition is fair among all. It is the last time of holy people, when God who thunders on high, founder of the greatest temple, accomplishes these things. So here they switch to a future tense. Very strange section.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
It does share, at least in terms of maybe not like the whole rebuilding portion in the same way, but it does share some similarities with the Revelation, at least.
Mm-hmm. Now we have an oracle against Babylon. No, of course, in Revelation, references is to Babylon or to Rome.
It's
Right.
Rome. I know there are quite a few people who disagree with that, but
Whatever.
no, it's all. I think it's just all Rome. I think it's very obvious.
So
that it's
maybe
Rome.
this oracle against Babylon may or may not be about Rome.
I would think that it would be.
Yeah. Woe to you, Babylon of golden throne and golden sandal. For many years you were the sole kingdom ruling over the world. You, who were formerly great and universal, you will no longer lie on golden mountains and streams of the Euphrates. You will be spread out flat by the turmoil of an earthquake. Terrible Parthians made you shake all over. What is this a reference to?
Oh, so the Parthians, I think that may have been another word for, was that like a word for like later Persians? In which case, then they would have taken over Babylon. But I should check. Don't quote me on that.
Restrain your mouth with the bridle, impious race of Babylonians. Neither ask nor take thought of how you will rule over the Persians or how you will hold sway over the Medes. Because of your dominion... Okay, yeah, this is Babylon that they're talking about, not Rome.
Okay, so they're... Okay, yes.
Because of your dominion which you had, you will send to Rome hostages, even those who were in bondage to Asia. So also, though thinking as a queen, you will come under the judgment of your adversaries on whose account you sent ransom. You will pay a bitter reckoning to your enemies in return for your crooked words. So this is a possible reference to Roman prisoners captured at Carrhae and recovered by Augustus. Possible reference. Anyways, new section. Eschatological upheavals. In the last time.
Yeah, so the Parthian Empire is just a totally different empire, which came a little bit later. But it would fit in this timeline. So 247 BCE to 224 AD is when it lasted. So no, it was not the it's about the same area essentially. And it is also pretty big. They kind of but they're taking over the Babylonian region, looks like.
All right. Now we have eschatological upheavals. In the last time, one day the sea will be dry, and ships will then no longer sail to Italy. Great Asia then will be water, bearing all cargo, and Crete a plain. Cyprus will have a great affliction, and Paphos will bewail a terrible fate, so that even the great city of Salamis, suffering a great affliction, will notice it. Now there will again be barren dry land on the shore. A not inconsiderable swarm of locusts will destroy the land of Cyprus. Ill-fated men, you will weep when you look towards Tyre, Phoenicia. Terrible wraths await you until you fall a bad fall, so that sirens may truly weep.
Also, Rachel, welcome in. I don't know if I'd call you late or not. It's always just on time, but we also fixed the audio. We had audio issues earlier.
We're going through Bluetooth for some fuck all reason.
Yeah, which is really weird
at the very beginning at all.
Yeah, that's right.
So. A wizard is never late. He always arrives precisely when he intends to.
Okay.
Thanks, Gandalf.
Yeah. Gandalf.
Yeah, I don't even remember that.
You don't remember anything.
I remember some things.
You don't even remember "You Shall Not Pass."
No, I remember that.
Well, that's all you remember.
Yep. Anyways, we're talking about...
it's like the most stereotypical one.
It is.
We're talking about sirens. Sirens may truly weep. It will come to pass in the 5th generation, when the destruction of Egypt ceases, when the shameless kings intermingle. The clans of the Pamphylians will settle in Egypt, and in Macedonia, and in Asia, and among the Lycians. There will be a bloody war, throwing the world into confusion in dust, which a king of Rome and the potentiants of the West will stop.
And we also, that sounds like it's already been covered before.
Well,
right?
this rather confused passage seems to refer to the defeat of Antony and Cleopatra.
Because we already had like the world being thrown to confusion earlier.
Yeah. The 5th generation may be analogous to the 10th generation of the second Sibyl.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe. Not clear. Whenever a wintry blast drips as snow, when a great river and the biggest lakes are frozen over, immediately a barbarian throng will march into the land of Asia and will destroy the race of the terrible Thracians as if it were weak. Then desperate men, weakened by famine, will devour their parents.
And I remember that barbarian would have just meant foreigner.
Then desperate men, weakened by famine, will devour their parents and gulp them down as food. Wild beasts will devour the table from all dwellings. Even birds will devour all mortals. This is just straight up from Deuteronomy.
Yeah.
It is.
There will be such weakness on earth that it will be possible to know the number of men and count of women. A wretched generation will groan 10,000-fold at the end when the sun is setting, so that it never rise again, remaining to be plunged in the waters of the ocean, for it saw the impious wickedness of many men. There will be moonless night round the great heaven itself. No small mist will cover the folds of the world about a second time. But then the light of God will lead the good men, as many as saying out the praise of God.
Okay, so just one thing on Barbaros there. So, yeah, of course it meant a foreigner. But after the Persian War, the word took the sense of outlandish.
Mm-hmm.
So, I guess at this point in time, this is after the Persian War. So, they would have used it as outlandish, maybe.
Mm-hmm. Now,
this is where it would have been where it kind of changed meaning to what we kind of understand it as today.
Yeah. We're nearing the end, but we finally get to know who the thrice wretched one is.
Oh, okay, good.
Yes.
Because we had Italy,
mm-hmm.
right? We had at least 2 other places that were called thrice wretched, right?
Yeah, but now we get to know the thrice wretched one.
Okay, gotcha.
Isis, this is the conversion of Egypt. Isis, thrice wretched goddess, you will remain by the streams of the Nile, alone, a speechless maenad on the sands of the Acheron. So yeah, Isis is the thrice wretched one. The Acheron is in Hades. So
okay, yeah. So they just like calling things thrice wretched.
Yeah,
because
there was a reference early on in the Sibyl to a temple of Isis, and I don't know if
there was
thrice wretched popped up until they mentioned that.
I don't remember.
So
it might have.
It might have,
but we've been seeing thrice wretched used a lot for places mostly, but now here we get Isis more specifically, and I had another comment, but I lost it.
Oh, it's gone. It's in the ether.
It's gone.
Dollar signs cat is the true Spartacus.
Mm-hmm.
It's the real one.
Yep.
That's fair.
No longer will memory of you remain throughout the whole earth, and you, Serapis, reposing on many unwrought stones, will lie a very great casualty in thrice wretched Egypt. So Egypt is also thrice wretched.
Yeah, there you go.
Yep. But as many as brought the desire of Egypt to you will all bewail you bitterly, turning their attention to the imperishable God. Those who sang out your praises as a god will know that you are nothing. Then a man clad in linen, one of the priests, will say, "Come, let us erect a sanctuary of the true God. Come, let us change the terrible custom we have received from our ancestors, on account of which they perform processions and rites to gods of stone and earthenware, and were devoid of sense. Let us turn our souls, singing out the praises of the imperishable God himself, the begetter, who is eternal, the ruler of all, the true one, the king, the begetter who nourishes souls, the great eternal God.
So the section, about the conversion of Egypt, of course, has them shit-talking Egypt.
Mm-hmm. And the Egyptian gods.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah. Then there will be a great holy temple in Egypt. This idea may have been influenced by the historical temple at Leontopolis. It is even possible that the passage refers to that temple directly.
When did was there a temple at Elephantine? Because I know that there are a bunch of there was an Elephantine Jewish community. I don't know if they had.
I don't think they would have an actual the temple. Surely they had somewhere that they went for their religious stuff.
I'm gonna look this up.
All right. While you're doing that, I'll read. There would be a great holy temple.
Oh, apparently there was. Okay, so it was. Oh, but no, this was built sometime in the 6th century. Mm-hmm. In the 6th century BCE, was destroyed in 410 BCE by the hands of the priests of the Egyptian god. I'm gonna butcher this. Knum, or Knum. I don't know. Although rebuilt, the temple was eventually abandoned sometime after 400 BCE. Mm-hmm. That was the temple at Elephantine. Okay.
And a people fashioned by God will bring sacrifices to it. To them, the imperishable God will grant to reside there. This is not something that happened to those who were in exile. They were told not to go to Egypt.
So, yeah, going back to Egypt was
bad.
Yeah, it was very bad. It was part of the
dumb idea.
And even before the exile. Part of the dumb idea. Well, that was part of the story, before the exile, don't go back to Egypt. But although they didn't go back to Egypt, they in Isaiah, I believe, they did ask Egypt for help. I think
horses.
Yeah, got some horses. Mm-hmm.
But when the Ethiopians leave the shameless tribes of the Tripoli and are about to till land of Egypt, they will launch on a course of wickedness, so that all the later things may come to pass. For they will destroy the great temple of the land of Egypt. God will rain on them a terrible wrath down on earth, so as to destroy all the wicked and all the lawless. There will no longer be any sparing in that land, because they did not guard what God entrusted to them.
How rude of them.
Yeah. So there's a reference here to the shameless tribes of the Tripoli, and they're tilling the land of Egypt. Now, Greek, Aigupto Gaian for Aiguptu Hen. The Tripoli were properly a tribe living in Thrace. The Ethiopians were traditional enemies of Egypt. Their eschatological role is suggested in Sibylline Oracle 3, where they are identified with Gog and Magog. It is not clear, then, whether the Ethiopians are literally Ethiopians or just a name for the eschatological adversary. If the latter is the case, then it is possible that the destruction in question is the destruction of the Leontopolis temple by the Romans. Otherwise, both the temple and the invasion must be taken as eschatological.
I mean, they would interpret. They interpreted all the biggest stuff as eschatological. It happened with the Jewish War, of course. It happened with the Maccabean, the persecutions under Antiochus. In fact, even in Daniel, there's a verse about how we have never seen anything this horrible before. Mm-hmm. And remember, in the context of Daniel would be what his main opponent is Antiochus, right? Yeah. So that was written in the 2nd century, and then that was far after the exile. So he's kind of, I guess if you're using the
Septuagint, then Daniel actually gets along very well with rulers in the region.
And then there's that other section. What was that? There was another story there, in Daniel. Was that in Daniel, or was that just afterwards?
Which story?
Was it Susanna?
Oh, that was in Daniel.
Okay, yeah, that was a wild story.
Yeah, very wild.
Yeah.
Anyways, we're in the last section of this book.
Phenomenal.
Of book 5, the 5th Sibyl, and this one's a doozy.
Oh,
it's not too long. It is the Battle of the Stars.
Oh.
I saw the threat of the burning sun among the stars and the terrible wrath of the moon among the lightning flashes. The stars travailed in battle. God bade them fight. For over against the sun long flames were in strife, and the two-horned rush of the moon was changed. Lucifer fought, mounted on the back of Leo. Capricorn smote the ankle of the young Taurus, and Taurus deprived Capricorn of his day of return. Orion removed Libra so that remained no more. Virgo changed the destiny of Gemini in Aries. The Pleiad no longer appeared, and Draco rejected its belt. Pisces submerged themselves in the girdle of Leo. Cancer did not stand its ground, for it feared Orion. Scorpio got under the tail because of terrible Leo.
So we're getting more astrology here than in every other section. Wasn't there? There was another section. I don't know. I don't remember if it was in this book or not, but it also emphasized astrology more than. Was it more than a regular biblical book?
I'm not sure. I know that there have been references to stars doing battle before in the Sibylline Oracles. I'm not sure. And the dog star perished by the flame of the sun. The strength of the mighty day star burned up Aquarius. Heaven itself was roused until it shook the fighters. In anger, it cast them headlong to earth. Accordingly, stricken into the baths of ocean, they quickly kindled the whole earth, but the sky remained starless. And that's the way that the 5th Sibyl ends.
Yeah.
Pretty intense.
It is intense. Then to that admonition against the Romans, though, oof, that was a doozy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Put in the bookmark.
I will. But yeah, and then book 6 is this.
Oh. Well.
Book 6 is just a hymn to Christ, it looks like.
And short. Real short.
It is super short. Let's see.
We should probably do more than just.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. So
episode.
Let's see how long is book 7. Yeah, we can do 6 and 7. Book 6 and 7.
So next time on Friday Apocryphal Podcast. Next time on Friday Apocryphal Podcast, we'll be doing the 6th and the 7th Sibyl.
Yeah, because they are pretty short.
Yep. But that's the show for today. Hey, if you enjoyed the stream, then give us a like, comment, subscribe, share it with your friends, family, neighbors. Check us out on Patreon, where you can do a lot of stuff. You can be on the show. You could be in our hangouts. You could get the script for the Suffering Servant video.
That's right. Okay, so I did finish the script for the Suffering Servant video. Well, kind of. Ruben gave me some notes, and I'm going to be working on that probably once I get home. And then once I like to hold off releasing the actual script until I at least get started on the actual video portion.
Yeah.
So, I'm going to, of course, record it and get the video started, release the script. So, and that, so all patrons get access to that.
It's been a long time coming.
Yeah.
You know, another thing that patrons get is they get entered into a t-shirt giveaway.
Yeah, t-shirt giveaway every month.
Yeah.
We give on the first Sunday of every month. We give away a t-shirt to one of our patrons of $10 of above.
Yeah,
$10 and above.
And if you don't want to be entered into a giveaway, but you just want to buy a t-shirt, you can do that. Check out our pinned t-shirt.
Yeah, our pinned t-shirt. And we have more at the store. There are better ones.
A lot of them.
Yeah.
A lot of them. We also have an Amazon wish list.
We do. Nightbot was doing its job earlier today, which is good.
But no longer.
No, not right now. And there are a lot of books on there, and you can put books on this table, or you could put books on our bookshelves, where we'll use them for sources.
Please buy us books.
Books are great.
Beyond that, Facebook and Twitter, it's free to follow us on there. Did that person ever send you an email? MilwaukeeAtheists@gmail.com.
Yes. I talked to you about that. That's right.
Okay. We'll get into it later.
Yeah.
So, yep, that's all the shilling. If you got to this point in the stream,
there's nothing.
Oh yeah.
Super catchy that came up today.
There was some eye-catching stuff. Let's say that. But I don't really want that in the comments.
Leo smote Capricorn.
No.
That
What was that thing about there will be more corpses than sand?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's something like that.
Yeah, something like that. Put something like that in the comments.
Something about corpses.
And sand.
Okay. I don't know. I don't want to butcher that first name, so I'm just going to say Casey. So you don't really understand how evolution works?
It's Hefe.
Is it?
Yeah.
Sure.
It's Hefe.
I'm not sure.
It's Hefe, right? You can tell me.
Yeah, you can tell him. I just don't want to butcher it because I would have butchered it, definitely. But you don't understand how evolution works. So, I mean, of course, we have a video on this channel about
Hefe. So, evolution, right?
Oh no.
It's not like Pokemon evolution. The monkey doesn't become a human.
No.
It didn't stop working. It's always going on consistently. It's a very, very slow process.
Yeah,
and it's not like a ladder.
Right.
It's not a ladder where there's like a goal at the top.
Right. Even individuals in human society today are mutants of other people. It's just we change over time. It's just change over time genetically. That's all it is.
Okay. Well, the evolution that they're speaking of specifically is change in allele frequency from generation to generation. That happens. That's a fact. But you add up enough of those small changes over generations, and eventually you have what people like to call macroevolution, but it's just evolution, not a bigger time scale. So you don't understand evolution.
It's fine.
Simple as that. You can go look up more about it.
Oh, no, we know how to make life in the lab nowadays. We can make xenobots and a couple other weird things that were inert matter before we decided to put genes in a soap bubble. Yeah, we can do that. So just do basic modicums of research on any sort of field, and you'll eventually hit a point where, in biology specifically, you'll realize that it has to have evolved.
Well,
it's kind of an inevitability. It's not even like an argument.
What I would recommend is you can look up a whole bunch of videos from Arn Ra, because Arn is very good when it comes to evolution.
Here, I'll name one proof of evolution that will be very easy for you. So, do you have parents?
That's not the proof of evolution they're going for.
Do you have a mother and a father? Do you have features that don't look exactly like
the salamander?
Features?
I was going to talk about the wait, hold on. Is that the one that I'm talking about? No, not that one. So he's not a devil worshiper, dude.
He plays Dungeons and Dragons. I don't think
the thing is he's not a devil worshiper.
Yeah.
So it comes from a misunderstanding, as a lot of things.
Well, look, if you have features that aren't exactly like your parents' features,
you've evolved.
That's evolution.
Yeah,
it is. But of course, they're going for like where you can't reproduce anymore with members of what you should count as the same kind.
Yeah, so what's the great thing about...
He did not say he is a devil worshiper. I promise you.
Look, Anton LaVey said that he's the founder of the Satanic Church, but he was also an atheist.
Yeah,
and not a literal devil worshiper.
Yeah, I think your misunderstandings of these words are really getting in the way of your understanding of the topic in general, but that makes sense.
Yeah, we're not here to explain that though.
Right.
We are here to explain the Bible and Apocrypha.
Today, Apocrypha.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Today specifically, apocryphal stuff.
But if you want to learn more about evolution,
but I do want to point out just one example. There's I forget where it is. I think it's like in Colorado or something. There's this mountain. There's like this smaller mountain range. And
you're not talking about the Rockies.
No, not exactly the Rockies. I think it's over there in that area. So on one end of the mountain range, like you can picture like a circle. So at one end, you have a group of salamanders. I think they're salamanders, or some kind of lizard, and they go. They kind of spread out around the actual range, right? Mm-hmm. And what happens is that each population that is right next to another one, they can still reproduce. They're still good. Mm-hmm. So like A down here can reproduce with B, can reproduce with C and D, and so on each side of this range. Okay. Mm-hmm. But then when they meet back up at the top, those two populations can no longer reproduce. They cannot mate with each other. They are different species now. That is a proof right there.
Yeah.
That is an example of evolution. We can see it right now.
Yeah. There's also
you can pick up books on it.
Microevolution, which is even easier and more
no one debates microevolution. Everyone, creationists even accept microevolution.
They do?
Yes.
Yes. They always have. But
fair enough. I mean, macroevolution's not that different, though.
It's not, because it's
really
just
not
similar.
a term.
It's not a term. It's just their understanding is very limited to like that small period of time.
Yeah,
because all you have to do is apply the same principles to
a longer period
of time. That's it.
Yeah. Well, but we don't really need to go into all that.
Look,
I could rant
if
about
you
it.
want to learn more about evolution, which you should want to learn more about evolution, even if you believe it's wrong, you should still want to learn more about it. I encourage you to go sign up at a university and take like their evolutionary biology 101 class. I'm sure they have something like that. I know they did at UW Milwaukee. They have a class on the human genome.
I'm sure,
they also have a class on evolution, both of which are intended for non-bio majors. So they also have further classes in the subject for those who intend to be bio majors. But I encourage you to go sign up for one of those programs. You'll literally hear a lecture maybe multiple times a week from someone who literally works in the field of studying evolution.
Not to mention that things have most people completely forget that genes can be transferred between organisms, like pretty frequently, especially in the bacterial range. Like they change.
Also, I just gave you one.
Yeah.
The lizards, they exist today. We can literally see evolution happening in front of our eyes.
Of dogs.
Yes. So check out tardigrades.
Tardigrades are nuts.
Tardigrades are very interesting because they exchange their genetic information with things around them, and they go through evolutionary phases within their own lifetime. So they're just proof in and of itself that evolution exists because they're evolving in real time. They do. That's why they're extremophiles.
But that's also not what they're talking about when they talk about like the theory of evolution.
Look, somehow.
No, but that's how it works. Things exchange genes too. That's part of evolution. Like
I get that.
History,
I get that. It's part of evolution. Yes, it's all part of it.
On large plagues. Like we have the genomes for several types of diseases that decided that our genes went, okay, well, we don't see a difference between the DNA that got put into the DNA versus what was originally ours, so we're just going to copy it anyways. And we still make those. That's our antibody system.
Right.
We didn't have that. Never
mind.
There's too much proof.
The amount, and we have already given a plethora of examples, not only us but chat as well.
Yes, there's a lot of unknowns, but since we're middle out, there's actually quite a lot of knowns.
So yeah, as far as origin of life goes, I'm fine with saying, I don't know where like this happened exactly. Probably somewhere near like a geothermal vent, at least for Earth. But like even that's a different question. Yeah. The origin of life is a different question than the evolution of life after.
Well, it also depends on what you define as life. Right.
That too.
Like we could talk about single-celled organisms that exist on like asteroids and shit. They found some of those.
Did they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
There
there were single-celled organisms.
So why would you? I don't know. I don't know.
India, right?
I don't know why Hefe would ask about the why Hefe would ask about evolution when what they really want to know about was origin of life.
Well, because for the creationist,
it's all the same thing.
It is all the same thing,
right?
Yeah.
Even though they're completely different subjects entirely, but okay. But anyways, you can
actually like just frankly, it is better to say that. Look, I don't know. How am I supposed to know about the actual origin of life for sure with 100% certainty?
I can give you a really good guess.
I don't know what happened.
1.5 billion guess at minimum.
They are different. That's why they have two different words to describe them.
I don't know what happened while I was asleep today with 100% absolute certainty. How am I supposed to have absolutely certain knowledge of anything?
Yeah.
Right? Just saying, oh, well, God did it isn't very satisfying at all, right? You'd say like, oh, well, a wizard did it. It's the same explanation.
It's the same energy, yeah.
Like,
good old wizards.
But here's the point, and we should already be done by now.
Yeah,
but evolution is, I think there is more evidence for evolution than there is for gravity in just the sheer amount of evidence that we have for it. So I suggest you look into it more. I suggest you look up, you get some books on the actual subject from, biologists.
I suggest taking classes from a reputable university.
Classes from universities can also help, but if you can't afford that, you can go read a book on the topic.
Real quick,
you can probably find
let me answer his question because we've been going
you can
on
probably
forever.
find Harvard and Yale lectures for free.
Oh,
on
that's
YouTube.
true. That's
so
true.
you could for free. You can literally look at Ivy League university content that will give you what you want to know. So
yeah. So the information is everything. The information is already out there for you. And as far as it goes with studying creation, we have like a lot on this channel. I'm doing it again on Arn's channel tomorrow, actually. So I've studied creation.
Yeah, and in terms of life, asteroids hitting the Earth create organic compounds of high complexity like amino acids, which are what found inside our body. And we can recreate those amino acids by doing high impact stuff in labs that replicate asteroid impacts on primeval Earth. That's where we came from. We came from asteroid impacts on primeval Earth that stimulated oil patches on the surface, which could then create the substrate, which would allow for cell walls, which then allow for advanced manipulation in chemistry inside the envelopes.
There are some.
That's where life came from.
No, there are some competing theories.
That's where it came from. I mean, that's a theory, but that's probably.
There's that one, and there's also the geothermal vents.
Yeah, well, those are in tandem. You need both. That's what I mean. The primeval conditions of the geothermal
I got you.
were required in order to create those asteroid impacts.
Okay. But anyways, I just suggest reading.
Yeah, and you're welcome to say wrong, but then propose an alternative that actually makes sense and concords to reality in any feasible manner. Good luck with that.
So Good luck with that. Yeah, I agree. Read a book, please. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah, I know more stuff than I let on. I just don't talk.
The information's out there, man. Just actually, I don't. Guess I don't really know your gender, but the information's out there, and it's easily accessible. And I'm not asking you to believe it, but I am asking you to at least try to understand it. At least try to comprehend the words that they are speaking.
Right on. All right.
Well,
anyways.
Actually, no. Hefe, you got us. I've never considered the origin of life. Even once, you've opened my eyes.
Yeah, right.
It must have been a wizard.
I think it was may have been some fairies, yeah.
Well, the reason that I say it's a wizard is because obviously there was a pre-existent wizard.
Oh, right. A pre-existent wizard, yes.
Right. Because, that Arianism thing is just not acceptable. Actually, no, I was reading about that the other day. What a stupid disagreement.
With Arius. Yeah.
Like, it was literally like, it says he begot him. That means he preceded him. And then
I know.
The Trinitarians are just like, no, can't be.
The Trinitarian controversies are hilarious. I love them. So that's why I cover them so much on this channel. But anyways, we're done with the show for today.
Yeah.
Thanks for sticking around for much longer than you should have. To anyone who doesn't understand evolution, read a book on it. So...
Origin of species. There you go. Super easy basic read.
You should bug Arnra about this.
Yeah. Aaron is good at this sort of thing.
Aaron would love to talk to you, Hefe.
Yeah.
Forever. He would never stop.
Yeah, we read the entire Bible up until the bookmark that's
shown. We're in Acts right now.
We're in
our reading of the Bible.
Yeah.
Not only that, but I can read it in ancient Greek.
We've got 6 to 10 commentaries depending on which part of the Bible you're talking about.
Yeah.
I think we've got
I think we know it pretty damn well.
And I don't believe in Satan. I don't think he's real. I don't think
neither do most Satanists.
Neither does Aaron.
Okay.
Neither does Aaron.
Yeah, neither do most Satanists.
Worship anything.
Neither do most Satanists.
Yeah, well.
So either way, we're done with the show for today. Thanks for joining us. I'll be on Aaron's show tomorrow. So hopefully I can catch you guys there. And then we're going to be here with... I'm not even going to touch that comment. And then we're going to be here on Sunday for the Sunday show.
Thanks for tolerating the audio.
We'll be here on Sunday.
Well, see you then.
I love Hefe.
On Sunday.